Darkness freaks out most of us. But in reality, darkness is not the enemy. Darkness is the doorway. Because only in darkness do the stars reveal themselves. Only in silence does the truth begin to speak. Mahashivaratri is the night of that silence, the night of that darkness, the night of Shiva. And if you stay awake, not just with your eyes, but with your awareness, this one night can dissolve karmic burdens you have carried for years. In this video, we will see why this night is considered so auspicious and what you can do in simple and powerful way to attract the grace of Lord Shiva. Mahashivratri is not just a festival. It is one of those rare cosmic moments identified by our ancestors, a sacred night when nature itself supports spiritual awakening. Because on this night, the alignment of the moon, the earth, and the subtle forces of nature creates a powerful inner atmosphere within the human system. The moon has always been directly connected to the mind, and on Mahashivaratri, the mind becomes more sensitive, more receptive, and more capable of turning inward. That is why this night is considered a natural spiritual accelerator. If you are someone seeking transformation, seeking inner purity, or seeking the grace of Lord Shiva, this is not a night to waste. And this is why the tradition insists on two powerful practices: fasting and staying awake. Fasting reduces the pull of the senses. It reminds the body, tonight we are not living for pleasure. Tonight we are living for truth. And staying awake is not merely physical, it is symbolic, because Shivaratri is the night when we must not fall asleep spiritually. That is why the Puranas describe the story of Shiva drinking the poison and the Devas staying awake through the night. The deeper meaning is clear. When the world is dark, when the mind is weak, when illusions rise, do not fall asleep. Stay awake, stay aware, stay with Shiva. And there is another deeper truth hidden in this night. Some believe this is the night of Shiva and Parvati's divine marriage. But inwardly, it is not only their union, it is the union meant for every seeker, the union of Shiva and Shakti within us. When Kundalini Shakti rises and meets Shiva in the Sahasrara, that is the real Shivaratri. That is the true meaning of Shiva Shakti Aikyam. Now, many people ask, what is the best Shivaratri sadhana? And the answer is simple. Do what truly helps you stay awake, stay pure, and stay connected to Shiva. If you're someone who has never done Shivaratri sadhana before, and this is your first time, then start with external rituals. Not because rituals are superior, but because rituals keep the mind active, engaged, and enthusiastic. They create a feeling of bonding with Shiva. They keep you awake. But if you're already used to meditation and you have the ability to stay awake, then you can devote the entire night to silence, japa, and inner absorption. Both are beautiful. And personally, I feel the best way is a mix of both. Rituals that keep the heart devotional and meditation that keeps the mind inward. During my childhood, my parents used to take me to a Shiva temple on Mahashivaratri. The temple would be alive all night with cultural dances, Bharatanatyam, devotional singing, etc. An entire atmosphere would feel like Shiva was truly present. That itself is a powerful way to stay awake, immersed in Shiva. But in the recent years, I prefer staying at home. That silent and lone time with Shiva. And over the last couple of years, I have slowly reduced rituals and spent more time in meditation. So do what best suits you. Nothing is superior, nothing is inferior. Only one thing matters. Are you sincerely connected to Shiva? There is one thing the tradition repeats again and again. Shiva is Abhisheka Priya. Shiva loves Abhisheka. Because Abhishekam is not just pouring dravyas, it is the devotee's way of saying, O Lord, wash away my karma, wash away my impurities, wash away my ignorance. So, if you want to do eternal worship on this day, these are some of the most loved offerings: Abhishekam, Archana with Bilva leaves, Rudra Parayanam, and other sacred Shiva stotras like Tiruvasagam or anything that is close to your heart. The scriptures speak of 4 kalas, that is 4 sacred time windows through the night. The timings will differ based on your location, so please check your local Panchanga, because Shivratri is not about India time. It is about your own sacred night in that alignment wherever you are on earth. Let's begin with the first kala. This is the kala where Lord Brahma worshipped Lord Shiva. In India, it begins around 7:30 pm. For this kala, the Abhisheka is done with milk related dravya like milk, curd, and similar offerings. After Abhishekam, try to offer at least 1 bilba leaf. It is said that worship in this kala aids in good health and helps in dissolving karmas. And remember, if you are not able to procure 1 or more of those Abhishekam dravyas, it is fine. Just use what you have. Even a simple water Abhishekam is enough to attract Lord Shiva's grace. So coming to second kala, it begins around 10:30 pm in India. This is the kala where Mahavishnu worshipped Lord Shiva. The Abhisheka for this kala is done with mixed fruits and coconut water. It is said that worship in this kala bestows abundant prosperity in one's life. The third kala begins around 12 midnight IST. This is the kala worshipped by the Divine Mother herself. In this kala, Abhishekam is done with honey and Archana is performed using Bilva leaves. It is said that worship in this kala bestows all auspiciousness and helps fulfill all desires. This is also the time that coincides with the Nishita Kala, the midnight period, and this is considered the most auspicious time for meditating on the sacred Panchakshari mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. If there is only one time in the whole night that you can stay awake and do puja, this is that time. So do not miss this. And finally, the fourth kala begins around 4:30 am IST. This is the kala when Devas, Rishis, Siddhas and humans worshipped Lord Shiva. The Abhishekam for this kala is done with sugarcane juice and milk. It is said that worship in this kala elevates Shiva's grace upon the devotee and lifts us to the highest attainments in this life and beyond. And finally, remember this. Do whatever best suits your schedule, health and other factors, because Mahashivratri is not meant to punish the body. It is meant to purify the soul and help us move toward the ultimate truth, the unification with Lord Shiva. May this Mahashivratri wash away your karmic burdens, quiet your mind, purify your inner space and bring you closer to Shiva within you. And before you go, how are you planning to observe Mahashivratri this year? Share it in the comments. If this video helped you, please take a moment to like, subscribe and stay connected for more such spiritual content. Do share this video with a fellow seeker. Thank you for watching.